What? I keep on moving.
What's funny? Oh, you really stopped laughing?
Well, because
Now I feel bad. You little Midwest cutie pie. Now I feel terrible.
no.
Out my way. Shit. What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video, joined by a very special guest, Kelly. Say what's up.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody again.
Hi, everybody again.
You've been on the channel. You're now a vet.
I know.
You've been on here a couple of times. You know what I mean? So apparently you enjoyed your experience.
I did.
And you're back.
And I'm back here for more.
You're back here for more. Mm-hmm. All right, so you forwarded a video to me.
Yes.
You suggested a video. I asked my subscribers to suggest me videos and keep on doing that. Listen, I got a lot of things in the backlog, but there's only 24 hours in a day. I'm working hard to get those things fulfilled. But you sent me a video, so I'm like, you sent it to me, then, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so this is Alpha Male Strategies. The differences between an alpha female and a beta female. Mm-hmm. Now, did you see this one already?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay, so I have not seen this one yet.
Yeah.
So I'll give you my very in the moment reaction, and you probably already have the ideas about what AMS is going to be saying. So
yeah.
Anything to say before we get started?
So this is for you ladies, because we have heard about strategies for the men and how they're alpha, and so now we're going to get descriptions about how women can be alphas. So it's for you. Cool.
So you feel like a woman can be a alpha?
Yes, and as you watch this video, you'll see why.
Okay, sounds good. And you also have a YouTube channel as well.
I do. So my YouTube channel is called Let's Talk About It with Kelly Michelle. And it's Kelly, Kelley.
There it is. So stop hitting me up about what's their IG or YouTube. You get one right here. All right, I'm starting to ask in the beginning. All right, I'm getting consent in the beginning. All right, I'm on y'all side. All right.
Yes, you should.
All right. So without further ado,
yes,
let's get right in.
So I put out the video yesterday about alpha male versus beta male, and somebody wrote in the comment section, do one on the females. And I thought it was a good idea because there are differences in between beta and alpha females. Now, first thing you need to understand, guys, is for a female, entrepreneurship is not something that's cornerstone like it is for a man alpha. So a female, all she needs to do is just make her own money. You understand what I'm saying? So for an alpha female, she just is not dependent upon no man. All right. So I'm gonna break these categories down into 4 archetypes too.
Just tap it.
So I wanted to pause because to a degree, I agree and kind of disagree, because I think that there are a lot of entrepreneurial women. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that what is really important is just having, it is having your own money. But I do, like myself, I've started my own t-shirt line. So having like multiple streams of income is very important to me. But I do believe that there are women that are very entrepreneurial, and it is important to them.
Okay. But so what he was saying is that it's more important to a man than a woman.
Oh yeah, I could see how it could be, but I just wanted to say, if they were misinterpreting it at all, that it still is very important for a woman too. Okay. But maybe not to the extent or level. I don't really know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was just saying more male than female.
Yeah.
So you agree with what he's saying? I mean, it doesn't sound like there's nothing that you. Hey, you already starting to disagree with my man AMS. You already.
I mean, I can see that, guys have a different drive, and, being entrepreneurial and having their own money is really important. But I think that for women, like there's a lot of women that are very business savvy and driven and entrepreneurial as well. So
yeah. And so like similar to you, so what I think he's talking about is your main source of income being entrepreneurial. Not more men are taking more risk in order to do that, to own their own business, and salute to y'all. It's a high risk environment. So what I do is I work in corporate, and on the side I have my own entrepreneurial stuff, but I don't think that he's talking about that. I think he means as your main purpose is in entrepreneurial in nature.
Endeavors, yeah. So no, I would agree with that. I don't think necessarily that it's like their sole income. You know, like it's a lot of, or for me, you know, I work in corporate America, but then I also have like some stuff on the side. So
okay, yes. Cool. All right, well, let's keep it moving.
Yep.
All right. So the first one's gonna be the all around alpha female. This bitch is pretty much a feminist. She pretty much believes that she's equal, if not greater, than a man. All right? This bitch here will not submit to you. She makes her own money. She will not submit to you. All she got is fucking back talk. All right? She pretty much believes that you should do what she tells you. This is the one that you really want to stay away from. This one right here. This one is you really can't control this one. This one is like a beast. You know, I don't have a lot of love for feminists because not only are they about, you know, trying to be equal to men, but they're trying to downgrade men to elevate women. So, and that's what this one would fall in.
All right, you had a reaction.
I did have a reaction because he was saying that a feminist believes she's equal to a man. What do you think about that? I want to know what your thoughts are.
I think new age feminism, what I have a problem with is there's a new age version of feminism where women position themselves as better than men. That's what I don't agree with. I'm all for equality of pay, equality of rights. I'm all for, you know, women's suffrage, like all of these things that bring us all to parity. Even though, you know, there could be some arguments. I mean, I think that there is some arguments when you talk about from a pay perspective, like what are the drivers of this uneven pay? Because I think, like, you know, we live in a equal economic democracy. If a corporation could pay women less money for the same amount of talents, they would, right? So I don't think that that's happening. I think that there's other things that are that can be explained with data as to pay that's not equal, right? So that's what I think. Did that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense to me. I guess the reason why I had a reaction is because he was like, they think that they're equal to a man, and I'm like, yes, we are equal to a man, not better, but he was making it sound like equal, like they're not even supposed to think that they're equal to a man, and he doesn't like the feminists.
Yeah. So
did you get that from what he just said?
What I get from him is he's talking about again what I was referencing as those who don't think that they are equal, and they kind of box men as to being these conquerors and these destroyers that need to be toppled, right? Like that's what I don't agree with. I don't participate in it. I see it on the internet more infrequently because I unfollowed the people that I would see it from, and I just live on my life, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect me in my daily life. I understand that as a man we have certain privileges that y'all do not. I understand I can walk down the street at 11 p.m. at night and feel relatively safe, depending upon the city, and y'all can't, right? Like there's certain privileges that I understand that I know, but the thing is that we will never be 100% equal, ever, and there's not, there cannot be. Our biology is incredibly different. I was looking at an article the other day regarding this transgender powerlifter who's breaking all these records, or it was like a track and field star breaking all these records, but it's because They were born a man. They were born a man with man genetics, man biology, man bone structure, man reaction time.
Yeah.
And they have transitioned through medication, right? So there's an argument of, well, should they compete as a man or a woman, or should there be a whole new gender category made up?
Oh, wow.
But the thing is that he or she is born a man and is now competing a woman, has all the advantages of a man minus the estrogen that's pumped into them, or the testosterone that's taken out of them. And it's not equal. There's a reason why there's men's sports and women's sports. It's not equal. The biology or the physical aspects also go into mental. It can go into emotional as well. So I think that the left teaches us that everything is equal. Everyone should be, you know, regardless of if you were born a man or a female or this. And I don't think that. I think that the goal is to treat your neighbor as best as what you can.
Sure.
That's the goal. But to say that everyone is fit into one nicely coupled bucket of people, that there's no differences amongst all of this, is lazy. That's what I think that he's talking about.
Okay.
But I don't want to make this a me video. I want to keep going.
Well, I
and get your opinion. So how do you feel about what I'm saying? Are you not agreeing? Do you feel like everyone's equal?
Well, I mean, as far as like how everyone is treated, like currently, no, I don't feel that everyone is treated equal. No, of course not.
No, not treated equal. Do you feel like everyone's equal? Which is a different question.
Yeah.
The goal to treat a transgender athlete the same as a male athlete is cool. But to put them in the same category,
no, I don't.
All right, so you agree with me,
yes,
and therefore you agree with AMS. All right, let's keep going.
These men is beneath her. So, you know, if any of you guys, if you run into a woman like this, and which none of you could date her anyway because she thinks she's better than any of you, she probably will only want to date a guy that makes high 6 figures or 7 figures, drives a Ferrari, and has a beach house. So a woman like this usually stays single because she's not going to settle, because she's looking for some highfalutin guy, which she can never find, because a guy like that wants a submissive woman, not some alpha bitch who's barking out orders. So this is the type of woman that goes from rich dude to rich dude. He dicks her down and then he moves on because the bitch has too much fucking mouth. All right, that's this woman here. She goes around, she meets ballers. After he done fucked her 2 or 3 times, then she's on to the next baller. Then he fuck her 2 or 3 times, and she can never figure out why none of them want to stay around, because none of them want to deal with her fucking mouth. All right, so just stay away from that type right there, guys. All right. The next type is the alpha beta female. Now, this is the woman that makes her own fucking money. She's not dependent upon no man. But when she comes through the door, she knows how to tone that shit down and submit to a man, the right man. She's not going to just submit to you just because you got a pair of testicles between your fucking legs. This is the type of woman here is going to constantly test you guys. This is the woman here that will only submit to a man that's in his masculine energy. If you're a bitch, she will not submit to you. She will only submit to a dominant man. All right? So a lot of you guys... all right, I'm seeing a lot of head nods.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying.
Do you identify with this one?
I feel that I do. I feel that I do identify because I do have my own, and I don't have to be dependent. However, I do understand a level of submission, but like he said in the video, it's not just going to be to anybody.
Right.
You know, you have to have some qualifications.
So you feel like some dudes are entitled for that status, like they feel like because they were born
male
with a Y chromosome, that they are entitled to receive that type of respect. Yes,
there are males that do feel that way and will try to project that authority, I would say, quote unquote, on like a woman. But a true alpha beta woman is not going to stand for that.
Let me ask you a question. Because the alpha beta woman is one, like that complete alpha. in the workplace and at home can't work.
Right.
In my opinion, with an alpha male, an alpha beta female could work, right? And this is one that knows when to turn it on and knows when to turn it off.
Exactly.
This typically can work, in my opinion. I don't know what AMS is going to say, but my opinion that it is. If you could name the one or two main qualities in a man that would garner your respect, what is he doing? What is it about him that would make you turn off that alpha and respect him?
I would say giving respect and his level of integrity. That's really important. Being a person that is what you say and who you are, and that's like super important. Your integrity is super important, and if you are respecting me, therefore it'll make it very easy for me to respect you as well. Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're good at delineating true respect and respect that he knows will make you think that he respects you? Because a lot of dudes out there with a lot of swag.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people with swag out there. I think I would be able to decipher.
They all do. Keep going, I'm sorry.
I think I would be able to decipher authenticity.
Yeah.
And also just trying to exert like your power or your male energy or your masculinity. I think I am able to decipher that.
Okay. Here's where I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to talk about him being just a dope person. Because we talk about on this channel the power of being on your purpose. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the number one way that an alpha/beta female will not respect you is if you are not as dope as she is.
That makes sense.
But you went the integrity route first because you were Midwest cutie pie.
Yeah, I did. But no, I can respect a person on their purpose. But integrity and mutual respect is super important though too. How do you?
So if he respects you, but he's not as dope as you.
I guess what is as dope as me?
Because he's then the nice guy.
No, but what is as dope as me?
As
like
dope.
how do you qualify that? It's I think it's as dope as me. It is it's not quantitative, right?
No, it's qualitative.
Yeah.
You decipher his level of dopeness.
Yeah.
Like what is he doing in his life? How does he treat the people around him?
Yeah, that's the integrity part of it.
No, integrity integrity to me is what are you doing when people are not looking?
Yeah.
When you're treating someone a certain way, that's when people are looking.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's both of those. I feel like when they are and when they aren't. When they are and when they aren't, are they the same? So,
but you're not identifying at all in what he does for a living, how he contributes to society. I think it's safe to fall back on integrity. That's the safe thing to do.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to tease out here is I think that there's other things that you guys put a lot of value on that you don't talk about.
Like if he's driven and stuff like that. Yeah.
Kelly Michelle. All right, let's keep going, girl.
Think that a lot of women carry a lot of masculine traits. That's because you're carrying a lot of feminine traits. She can submit. You just got to pass her test and put her in her feminine energy. All right. This woman here is also not a fucking pushover. So she's totally dependent. So she's not going to take your shit. So you're not going to dog her out. You're going to respect her. But she does know how to submit. All right. And let me tell you something, guys. You want a woman like that. You don't want a fucking pushover. Having a pushover is not good. You want somebody that has a backbone. Just because you're a man, you don't want a whooping child. You want somebody that the relationship don't work if one party is too dominant over the other. All right? Everybody got to have boundaries. Nobody wants a fucking pushover. I want a submissive woman, but I don't want a fucking lapdog. All right? All right, the next is the beta alpha. Now, this probably out of the 4 archetypes, this would probably be the worst one, because this bitch is broke or has a low paying job, is dependent on me to make ends meet, but will not submit. Did you get that?
I'm triggered. Because these are the ones also too that like are the funnest. they're usually bad. They're usually crazy bad. Like, but you deal with, like, you put up with them to a degree because they are so bad. But it's just like, you know, and they know that they bad, and they're just like, they're like low key, their goal, they'll never tell you, but their goal is to find someone with a lot of money to take care of them. That's their goal. You was laughing at this one though.
I was laughing because he was saying this person, like, they're broke, but yet they don't want to submit. So they really don't have anything to offer.
No,
Yeah, they
they're
like
aggressive.
have nothing to bring to the table, but yet they demand the
They demand.
most.
They're entitled.
Right.
They're so entitled. Yo, I'm triggered. MS has triggered me. This is what it's called. Because they're usually so bad. Yeah, these are the worst. That's I haven't seen this video. Maybe that's what he's gonna say. Because they're usually the baddest of the bunch. You know what I mean?
Goodness. That was funny.
All right.
This bitch is broke or has a low paying job, is dependent upon me to make ends meet, and still would not submit. What kind of fuckery is that? How the fuck are you dependent upon me? You can't even make ends meet and you still won't submit. All right. This is out of the 4 archetypes, guys. This is the worst one, because this bitch can't even take care of herself, but yet she still won't fucking submit. All right. Stay away from these broke bitches. These are the broke bitches that think this the type of bitch this is. She'll sit her ass on home all day, and when it's time for you to get paid, she'll show up on your job to get your check. I've worked with guys who had housewives that do shit like this. The housewives show up on Friday at pay time to get the check from the dude while he's still at work. That's the type of fucking female this is. You run from them bitches, and if a guy is dealing with a female like that, that tells you all you need to know about him. That tells you all you need to know about his self-esteem. And listen, she only does that because she knows she has a total beta bitch. A guy that's just happy to get laid. All right? A lot of you guys wondering, like, how would a guy get himself pushed in this position? Guy, listen, a woman knows that if a guy take her shit, he's just happy to be getting laid. So she knows she can run over him. That's what type of guy this is. All right? Women are not stupid. Women know that there are some guys who don't get laid, and if they get them a little pussy here and there, that they can pretty much push them around and tell them what to do. All right? And the last is the all-around beta female. Now, the all-around beta female is a woman that's broke, but she's submissive. Now, this right here, the all-around beta female is a one that could tend to get abused in a relationship. I'm not talking about physically. I'm just talking about anybody having too much power over the other one is not good. Now, guys, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been unemployed and lived with a woman. I have in my younger days, say when I was like 21, and depended upon a woman for a short period of time while I was unemployed. And let me tell you, people have a tendency to abuse their power if they know you can't say nothing. All right. So the all-around beta female the guy tends to take advantage of the situation. All right. And it's really not a good relationship, because you got to have balance. You can't have one party where they can't say nothing and the other party is too dominant. It's not a fun relationship. I know you guys probably sitting there thinking like having a whipping dog is good. It's not good. You actually want a woman that knows how to submit, but does have a fucking.
All right, I hear you saying yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
It just puts the woman in such a bad position if she, doesn't have anything to offer and then just is always so submissive. Like, I agree there has to be like a balance, and she's very dependent, like solely on him. Like, that's just not a very good balance at all. And I think it would really be challenging, with like her self-esteem, because if she doesn't have anything to bring to the table and she's always like submissive and it's just like I don't know. I think I would feel some type of way if I was in a situation like that.
So I wanted to quickly comment that for the first time, I feel like he's not talking about dating, or having fun. Like, this feels like more of a relationship video in parsing out the different type of women that you may come across in a dating relationship. This is the first time. I feel like last video we were kind of going back and forth if he's talking about dating or relationships.
That's why I chose this video, because I could more relate to, like,
because to me
what he was saying.
the beta alpha, the one who's a trash bag but commands from you, like, that's all fun. That, for me, that's all. Like, you would never consider them for a relationship, and to do that, yeah, I get what he's saying. But for a fun situation, have at it. Right, but like, when we get into this beta, like, if you feel like you are completely, like, if she brings nothing to the table,
right,
like, and, you know, and she just
all the way submissive,
everything. Like, is that a trophy? Is that what that is? I guess a trophy is just beta alpha or beta.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, because a trophy can be an asshole, or she could be very submissive, and, you know, and but the betas, I agree with what he's saying. They're prone to manipulation. They're prone to, listen, I've said this on other videos too. Like, you know, I think a lot of what happens in the dating culture, it kind of gets, you know, the red pill methodology kind of gets placed on women, but a lot of what that is human nature. And I've said this before, but like, absolute power absolutely corrupts. If you give any one person too much power, they might abuse that power. You know, so if you are an alpha and you have a clear beta chick that brings absolutely nothing to the table, as opposed to being your emotional punching bag, like, you kind of have to look internal. You kind of have to look within, like, why do you surround yourself, if it's a relationship setting, and it's not just but, why are you surrounding yourself with someone who you can project your insecurities onto, who you can, you know, kind of take and devalue because you probably don't value yourself, right? Like, all of these things, right? It's kind of like bullying. Yeah. You know, it's the same thing as a bully. Like, you will be bullied by someone who's bullied. That's generally who bullies. Is someone else who's bullied, someone else in their life that treats them like shit, and they project it onto you. Right, but I'm just surprised. Like, I'm listening to this video, and I kept thinking to myself, like, it's in the realm of having fun, which is usually what he's talking about. But it feels like, to me, he's talking about dating, because if you come across a beta alpha woman, like, I feel like you identify that and you just put them in the butt category. And, you know, you just, you know, on Friday night when it's just a couple of, you know, you got some free time and a couple of drinks. You know, I mean, it is what it is. It could be a fun evening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me ask you.
What you want to ask me, Kelly?
Of the four.
They want to hear you talk.
No,
what you mean they don't want to hear me talk?
No, but because we're talking about females, of the four types, what would you say is the ideal type of woman that you would be attracted to?
They don't care about that.
I'm just asking. I just want to know, like. There was the alpha beta. Alpha
beta. You know, and so let me continue to answer this, because it's actually fantastic. I'm giving you crap, but it's a good question.
I know.
Because I feel like there's some people that need to, like, hit, because I see this in my comments too. I get people in my comments that say something like, you know, I want her to just sit down and shut the fuck up, and that never has attracted me ever. Yeah. No. I want to be able to look at you and see. I want to be able to walk into a dinner party, like, let's say, and you don't need me by your side, right? You hold your own. You can go to your one side of the room, I can go to another side of the room, and we're both conquering the room, and we come back together and share information and figure it out and strategize and plot. And I feel like that's more of the alpha beta. Yeah. More than anything. Because if it's a beta alpha or a beta, they won't know how to move in a room like that. So it would have to be an alpha characteristic, right? Yeah. So, but the alpha,
it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Like, it's too much arguing. It's too much drama. There's too much. It's too much.
You can't have two people being the head. Alpha is not going to work, because you can't have two heads. What is, if you have two heads, what is that, a monster? So you can't have two-headed monster. Like, both people can't be the captain. You have to have some people that are, helping in other places on the ship. So, yeah, that's just too much. So you have to have, so I feel like the alpha beta, she has a level of like confidence and assurity and like who she is and what she brings to the table, and she has something to bring to the table, but then she understands how to balance it by submitting to that masculine energy when it's the right one.
Nice. You been watching some AMS videos or something? What you mean masculine energy? Where'd you get that from? have you been watching some of his videos?
I have been watching some of his videos.
And let me ask you a question.
But I really identified with the alpha beta, so I feel like that's why.
So that's you.
It is.
So let me ask you a question, Kelly.
Yes.
There's a lot of people on my channel that are like, what are you doing showing this information to women? I think it helps.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think it helps them.
Absolutely,
because
yes.
a lot of time people are just floating through life and they run into a situation and use their past experiences in order to dictate how this situation should go. But if they never receive the appropriate education, like on how to move in certain situations, how could you expect them to know any better?
Yeah.
So like I feel like showing people these types of videos, like there's a lot of benefits. Number one, it's entertaining. That's the first thing.
It is very entertaining.
Second, you get to see the other perspective of how to interpret a situation and understand kind of intrinsically what are the things that I am doing that is leading the results that are happening in my life, which could be relationships falling apart. So why not give people tools? Why not give people frameworks so that they can understand and then act appropriately?
I think for me, when I was watching some of his videos, especially because so many of them are dating, so it's not relationship, it's dating. So if my thought process or my intention is for a relationship, and these are the things I need to watch out for, these are the things I need to be aware of, these are if I have certain behavioral traits, this is what it's saying, to the male. And so when you introduced me to these videos, I watched quite a few of them because I feel like it is education. And to get to know the thought process. I've always been intrigued by the thought process of a male. I didn't have any brothers, and with my dad, my dad was in the home and everything like that, but he's not divulging, the
game.
The game. Yeah, no, he's not. He never really told me much of anything.
Maybe he doesn't know. Or it's changed so much.
It has changed so much.
Yeah.
I think he knew the game when he was a little younger. But anyway, I think the game has changed quite a bit. And he just didn't know those things. So having these resources help me. I'll personalize it, help me to understand the game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep continuing to go. And the dudes out there that I feel like have a problem with this are dudes who operate from scarcity mindsets as it is. I've used this analogy before, but like if you're Michael Jordan, irrespective of the team knowing exactly what you're about to do, Jordan's gonna score anyway. He's gonna score anyway because he's that good, right? If you're operating from a mindset of you're gonna lose in a situation, then this type of interaction is offensive to you. All right. Kelly Michelle.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
It's always a pleasure.
It always is. Listen, questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the description box below. And until next time, y'all.